Okay, so this month was pretty crazy. I made $100,000 plus in crypto. And to some that might be insane, right? That's a crazy number that you want. But for me, that's a bad month. Yes, we've done multiple six figures in crypto before, but this month was pretty interesting because I only did 3 trades. So in this video, I want to break down exactly how I went from working at Walmart, stocking shelves, flipping burgers, to making the money I am now, and a step-by-step guide on how you could do the same. I want to be very clear. What you're about to hear is my personal strategy that I use. There's a ton online that you could use as well, and this is what worked for me. But I also want you to understand, once you start trading, there is no going back. When you get a taste of some of this money, there is absolutely no turning back from this. So if you're brave and you strive for greatness and you want that life, travel, taking the trips, buying the cars, the houses, doing whatever you want, this video is for you. Now, like I said, in this video, we're going to do a step-by-step guide. I'm going to take you from a broke trader to a great trader and give you the basics, because this is the best skill that you can learn online. And it all starts with this. So first things first, you need to have a phone. Contrary to belief, you don't need 20 monitors. You don't need a fantastic setup with thousands of dollars put into it. You just need a phone and a cellular connection. And the first real thing that we need to establish is an exchange that you use. In this video, I'm not going to promote any exchanges. I'm not going to force feed you Webull or Robinhood like these other YouTubers that are really broke. You can download whatever you want. I'll give you some suggestions. There's MetaTrader 4 or 5. There's a ton of different exchanges that you could trade on: Kraken, Binance, MEXC, BingX. But it really comes down to you and your preference. Now, me personally, I've been using MetaTrader 4 and BingX, and I've enjoyed them, but you can make up your own opinion. And what we're going to be doing is leverage trading. Now, leverage trading is a very specific type of trading, right? Because most people are used to spot trading. And what that means is pretty much just buying and selling. That's it. And you might be confused. You might be like, what? I guess I've been spot buying. Yes, you have. You see, most people don't have a lot of money in crypto, so what they do is they hodl. And I could not recommend that less, because you're not making any money. The art of leverage trading is that you don't need a lot of money. Now, it can be very risky if you don't know anything, but that's crypto in general. But if you are doing it right, you can make thousands of dollars just with a few clicks of a button. And that's exactly what we've been doing for 2 years plus on my Instagram. If you thumb through these tabs, you can see everyday people like you doing the same thing, actually learning a skill that they can use in any type of market. Now, after you got the exchange, what do? That's a great question. You need to deposit some type of money. And in my opinion, the best money to deposit is the money that you don't need. You see, there's some type of connection that you have to money that makes you make weird decisions with it, right? So for example, if I'm depositing rent money and I'm trying to trade, I'm going to be awful. I'm going to constantly be thinking, if it goes a little red, I'm like, oh man, should I sell my position? And I'm not going to trade good. So the type of money you need to deposit is on you. But in my opinion, my personal philosophy is I don't trade with money that I need right now. I'm not trading grocery money. I'm not trading rent money. That's pretty much it for setups. Now here you got the app. Yours will probably look different. I'm using BingX right now. And you see you got a bunch of pairs: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, Solana. And you're like, which ones do I choose? Well, in my opinion, my personal favorite is Ethereum USD. It's the best pair to trade in my opinion. I've traded a ton of pairs. And this one has netted me the highest return. And you see at the bottom, you got a long and short button. These are the only 2 buttons you need. So right now I have $1,000 in this account. And you see I got something called a margin and leverage. Now this is specific to this exchange only. Usually when it comes to like MetaTrader 4 or 5, we're dealing with lot sizes. Now, not to confuse anybody, but this is a lot size calculator. And the best way to put it is, say I'm entering a long position on Ethereum at 2,000. If it goes up $100 or 100 pips, as we would say, and I'm using a 1 lot, I would make $1,000 profit. Insane, just with 1 click. If I was using a 0.50 lot, I make around 500, a 0.10, $100, and so on and so forth. But with margin and leverage, it's a bit different. I always use the smallest possible, which is around 1 to 20x. It can go a lot higher, and I would not recommend doing that. That's way too risky for most people. But then you have your margin, which is how much you're putting towards the trade to be leveraged up. And in my opinion, I only risk maybe 1 to 2% of my whole portfolio, whatever I'm using in that account per trade. And that's what's worked for me. Now, this could be very confusing, but if you want to see a live trade of me going through every single thing on this phone, leave a like and a comment below. I'll definitely get on it. But that's pretty much the only tools you'll be using on the app. And that leads me into my favorite segment to talk about, which is risk management. Now, risk management is very important. It's the most important part of trading. This deals with emotion. This deals with being greedy. This deals with pretty much how much you're going to lose every single trade. Now, most people will just enter a trade. They don't give a fuck. They'll max leverage, they'll max margin, whatever it is. They'll be super risky. And if it goes any negative at all, they pretty much wipe their whole account. That's why there's a bad sentiment on trading, is because people just don't know how to use proper risk management. And with me, I do this. Every single trade, I use a 10 to 20% stop loss. Absolutely. And if I use a little bit higher of a stop loss, I'm using low lower leverage to substitute that if I give myself a little wiggle room. I'm max risking 1 to 2% of the portfolio depending on the trade, and I categorize my trades between low risk and high risk. Now we'll talk about that in a second when it comes to my strategy, but that's pretty much it. It's all mental, it's all up here in your head, because what happens is you will enter a trade and you'll immediately be negative. Now that's going to trigger something in your mind like, fuck, should I have not entered this trade? Should I sell? It is all up here, man, and it goes all the way back to what I was saying in the beginning. Do not deposit money that you need, because you will trade way better, you'll be more profitable, and you will make more money if you do this. And that leads me to the most important part of trading, which I'm probably going to need you to get your notepad out, because this is the biggest part. This is your strategy that you're using. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that my strategy is the best out there, because there's so many ways you can approach trading. And I've had people come in and make thousands of dollars taking what they've learned from me and applying it to their own strategy and building. That's exactly what I did with my last mentor. And I found something that really works for me that I think is one of the best strategies out there for me personally. Now, this is called the level strategy. Now, this is pretty much an advanced support and resistance strategy. I've talked about this many times before, but pretty much I take a chart from looking like this to looking like this. And this is the levels. Now, anytime price comes to one of these yellow lines, it's going to make a crazy move. Case in point, one of these trades we did this month. The ETF news came out. Everybody was pumping the price towards the sky for months. And it was already coming up to one of my levels on my chart. And I said, look, this is probably going to be a strong rejection here. We're going to go down. So what did I do? I alerted it on my Instagram. I made multiple videos about it. And I told everybody it's going to go down. And how I justified shorting and making money when it did go down was I saw whale selling. I saw the sentiment in the market. I saw my levels lining up with everything I was saying. And I executed the trade. Now, not every trade's like that, obviously. There is some that you're a little bit confused on, right? It might not be at one of my levels. It might be in the middle of the channel. That's high risk. So like I was saying earlier, you have low risk and high risk. So your low risk trades are pretty much all the yellow areas on my chart, at least. That's very low risk. It's probably going to reject if I'm longing or shorting, and I treat those with a little bit more love. And then I have the high risk trades, which in my opinion, middle of the channel, very rough area to start, not really any good entries that you can get. I obviously treat that with less, and I'm not going to blow my bag on the high risk trades. This is super important when it comes to trading because there's so many strategies, like I said. But I guarantee you one thing, if you categorize your trades, your risk management is on top, you're actively learning every single day, you're trading one pair, and may I add this last thing, you're not trading a million times a day, 1 or 2 times, you will come out on top of this stuff. Now, this was the keynote version of this. I can go on and on and on about this stuff, but if you want to see a live trade, like I said, hit the comments, leave a like, and let me know. But I don't know, man. When it comes to trading, there are so many ways you can come at it, and this, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. Keep it simple, stay sharp, and make your money. And how I made all that money was posting plays like this, live on my Instagram, and we're going to be doing it for a long time in the future, too. So yeah, let me know what you think. Hit the plus, hit the subscribe, and yeah, I guess I will, possibly in the future, see you guys on a live trading session if you want. I mean, I'm down. If you're down, I'm down. And we can make a whole thing out of this. Anyways, man, I'm out. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.